5, 4, 3.
And we're back. What's up, everybody? Big Cat, Smitty coming at you
Hey
for the 2020 Factory of Sadness preview. So I think we're all excited to get back to football. I haven't been this excited for football in probably 5 years, if we're being honest. I don't know what it is, but I'm super, super excited about it. Maybe because all the other leagues have been such a shit show. So hopefully we can get through the national anthem okay without having me run for the hills, and we can play some football. I'll probably just turn it on at 1:05 if we're being honest, or 8:30 tonight.
Well, don't you remember when Kaepernick started doing the kneeling thing? They stopped showing the national anthem on NFL broadcasts. So they just like cut right in. They're like showing like Al Michaels up there, and then it's like, oh, it's time for kickoff. Yeah. Fuck them.
I know shit's intense right now, but I still would like to see a nice little national anthem to kick things off. This is America, after all.
You think they'll do a flyover?
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope they really roll out the red carpet with all the necessary accoutrement that I'm looking for. You know, some kind of
brother like an F-16 or something, or like a stealth bomber.
I want a stealth bomber, and then like some like B-list. Like former American Idol person out there playing or singing the national anthem or playing like a fucking mandolin or some shit like that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that sang Bridge Over
Troubled Water? Paul Simon, I think.
Well, no, the guy who remade it, the American Idol winner. I forget.
I don't watch that fucking show. Look at this.
Cut.
And we're back. All right, big.
All right, so let's get into it. So we're going to kick things off with our power rankings. So am I going first, or are you going first, Dave?
Why don't you go first?
All right, I'll go first. I'm just going to kind of run through my list. And, let's be honest, this is a bunch of fluff. It's pretty hard to differentiate teams at this point. So, basically I got someone who's first, someone who's last, and then a bunch of guys in between.
You know what? It's a good thing they don't do this in a major sport like, say, college football. Because wouldn't that be fucking stupid to just look at a piece of paper and be like, well, here's how I think it's going to work out, and then that counts for everything for the rest of the year. So luckily they don't do that.
Yep.
Or wait.
Preseason polls are one of the worst parts about that. But we digress.
We're going to do it anyway.
So we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. Number 1 in our hearts, but number 12 on my list is Big Papi. Let's be honest, he's got several holes in his starting lineup, as I'm looking at it right now, that he needs to fill. So anything can happen, and I'm sure in week 1 it probably will. I would suspect these rankings that we've all been using some form of for these drafts are going to get blown up to smithereens in week 1. But I got Big Papi 12. At 11, I got smash that subscribe button because, to be honest with you, I'm just not in love with that roster. And the A players that he has, I'm just personally not huge on. Also Day Free, we've covered this before. No one really likes him. So, let's be honest about things. That docked him a spot or two. Number 10, the Bearded Clam, which is a good update for his team name. And that is the same division for the bottom 3 right there. I like some of his players. I like Galladay, who apparently is already banged up. But in my opinion, those 3 teams have the most holes to fill. At 9, I got Seymour, our defending champion. As I'm going through his starting lineup here, there's just a couple starting spots that I'm just, questioning. And he's really going to be dependent on Mark Andrews, who he traded for, who, could be great. Probably have a great week 1 against the Browns, that's for sure. But can he hold up as a, top 2 or 3 player on his team? I don't know. So I put Seymour at 9. I got Tony Z, Baker's Brownies, at 8. As we covered in the first video, like a lot of players on his team, I was questioning Mike Evans because he's always tweaking something, and he's looking like he's not going to play this week. And Joe Mixon is in everyone's, top 5 running back list or top 8. I'm just not high on him. But, he should get some yardage there once they figure everything out. So I'm a big Joey Burrow fan, but it's going to take him some time since he didn't have any camp or preseason games to get up to NFL speed. After Tony, I got Panda at 7. So that's pretty good since Panda's usually always at the bottom. I liked a lot of the moves he made. We'll see who scores more points this year, Austin Eckler or Aaron Jones. Obviously, Smitty has Aaron Jones. But his lineup really is not too bad. And I'm playing him week 1, and it's most certainly not going to be a walk in the park. In typical big cap fashion, I'll probably lose that game. Number 6 is Derelict. So, again, everyone has basically the same rankings. His players are ranked high. There's just some guys that I'm not as high on as the lists indicate. Number 1 being Nick Chubb, and I got an ugly Browns hat on right now. I don't know why the Browns don't get a logo. They just updated their colors to their jerseys from the 80s, which everyone in town loves, but I think are hideous. So give me some gear that I can actually wear. The Bills stink, but at least their gear looks cool. So that's my rant on the Browns.
Bills don't stink, incidentally.
Yeah, they could be pretty good this year. So, Derelict at 6 really starts the next tier, in my opinion. So 11 through 7, in my opinion, that I just rattled off are all basically the same. You can move those teams around anywhere that you want. And then starting at 6 here with Derelict, we can really go in any direction that we want to. And spot 5, I have the co-host here, Dave Smith. And if we're being honest, I probably would have had him higher. But after that legendary hissy fit that Bobby D threw via text message, I had to move Dave down a few spots. If we're being honest, though, I really like Dave's roster. I really do. If his quarterback play can come through, which I personally think it can, and Julio Jones stays healthy, it's a very, very solid starting lineup. So, really, for political reasons, he's at 5. But like I said, 6 through 2 are all really pretty close. Spot number 4, person, man, woman, child, television, radio, record player. Did I get that right? I might have messed it up a little bit.
There's a phonograph in there somewhere.
8-track.
Yeah. Laserdisc.
Yeah. I remember when Laserdiscs came out, that was supposed to be the bomb.com.
I fucking guarantee your old man got one of those, right?
Oh, yeah. We had it immediately. And we had
a record-sized CD, a
DVD. We only had one movie, the Arnold's Park? True Lies. Is that what it? True Lies with Arnold.
That movie's a banger, though.
Classic movie. Classic. Yeah. So Glenn's team is. I really think it could turn out to be pretty good. So obviously we're in week 1 here. Haven't seen any football in a long time. Don't know what to expect from a lot of these players. But in my opinion, he's got the least holes in his lineup. James White, pretty much as like a flex, I think is a solid position there. And his worst wide receivers are Terry McLaurin and A.J. Brown. So they're young, probably be a little bit inconsistent, but those guys can both blow up. So, and then he's got it, locked down with Wilson, Henry, and Kamara. So good squad there. Coming in 3rd is Bobby D. So Bobby D has a solid squad. He's got Patrick Mahomes, who is an elite quarterback, number 1 overall. And his team's going to go like his Kansas City running back, Edwards-Helaire, and Miles Sanders take them. Those are 2 stud positions. I'm a huge Edwards-Helaire fan. I think he's going to turn out to be a young Shady McCoy. I think he's just going to blow up. So That's just my opinion. In the second spot, I have Bobby Gavlak. So he had some amazing keepers, but Lamar Jackson is really the X factor for him. If he can do what he did last year, and I see no reason why he couldn't, he is a difference maker every single week. I'm not a huge fan of Lev Bell, but hey, we'll see what happens. And then coming in number one for me, myself, some dynamite analysis there. So I tried to put myself lower, but quite frankly, I really couldn't. Even with 2 of my 3 defending starters out, I think there's some decent replacements. So hopefully they can both come back in week 4. But, it comes down to I'm either going to be benching T.Y. Hilton or the running back from Denver, Gordon, every week. So, I basically have a wide receiver 1 or 2 in every flex spot. So a lot can happen, but I want to put myself number 1. But don't worry, I was number 1 last year and number 1 the year before, and I didn't win shit. So you don't really have to worry about it. So that is how my top 12 breakdown. So what do you got for me, Smitty?
The Big Cats top 12. Honestly, I was writing yours down as you were going, and we're almost the same on almost everybody. I also have Poppy as our power bottom, number 12. He's down there. I also have smash that subscribe button at number 11.
Oh, wow.
Number 10, I have Seymour Bush down at number 10. And then number 9, I have Bearded Clam. So just flip-flopped with you. Number 8, I have Derelict down there. I think he's got a few problems that he's going to have to work through. Just not a whole lot of faith in the market on his roster right now. Number 7, Panda, just like you. We got him in the same spot, which is basically one spot out of the playoffs. So
right.
I'm not saying that he's hopeless, which is probably a welcome change for Joe this year. Number 6, I have the Butthole Surfers. So I have them way lower than you have them. I'm just not completely confident in that team. Number 5, Baker's Brownies. I think Tony's got a pretty good roster. I think he's got a real chance at a wild card spot. Number 4, just like you, I have Person, Woman, Man, Camera, TV. Pains me to say it. Glenn has assembled a nice team, and I expect his team to be pretty good this year. Number 3, just like you, I have Kamala. I think Bobby has a real good team. I think he has just as good a chance as anybody at walking away with our division. But also, just like you, I have myself winning my division. So I'm number 2. I love my team. I think they're really good. I feel good about where we're starting, but your analysis was right on point. I need my quarterbacks to work out, and I need to figure that out in the first 4 weeks because Stafford and Aaron Rodgers are on bye, both in week 5. So I'm going to have to figure something out there. But I have 4 weeks to let things settle out.
Baker Mayfield is available for trade.
That's going to be probably a no for me.
All right.
Just thank you. I appreciate the
offer.
You
like it, you can keep it. If you don't, you can send it right back.
Number 1, Creme Fraiche. Like you said, I think the depth is the big problem on the wide receiver side. Your running backs are not like super amazing, like falling over yourself to be great, but you only need to start one. And when I look at, you can start Christian McCaffrey with the rest of those receivers, like, I don't know how you deal with that. So that's how I have it. 12-1, sure to change. But that's at least the way that I see it right now. So that is our rankings. Let's move on next to our playoff predictions. So playoffs is a division winner from each of the 4 divisions and then 2 wildcard teams. So I'll go ahead and lead it off. I have my division winners. Who I think will take away the divisions. We already kind of covered this in division by division, so it'll be quick. Division 1, I have the Bearded Clam coming out of that division. In Division 2, I have the Butthole Surfers coming out of there. Division 3, I have Creme Fraiche. And Division 4, I have myself, the Brown Eagles. Two best records, I think, is going to be me and Creme. I mean, it has to be that way because I have us 1-2, so we would get the buys initially. My wild card teams, I have coming out of Divisions 3 and 4. So I have Kamala, and I have Person, Woman, Man, Camera, TV as our wild cards. But realistically, those two wild cards could flip with the division winners, I think, just as easily. And the third teams in those divisions, like I wouldn't be shocked to see Panda or Baker make the playoffs either in the wild card. So that's what I got. So my two look out for teams, these are teams that are out of the playoffs, but look out for them. Panda, I just said, is one of them. And I think Derelict, even though I have them ranked kind of low right now, I think there's potential to be good enough to get to the playoffs there. So those are my look out for teams this year. And what's the point of doing a preseason ranking if you can't predict the champion? My preseason rankings tell me that the Big Cat will finally return to glory this year. I think ultimately it's going to be that wide receiver depth that pushes you over the edge. I think there's going to be a lot of injuries over the next 2 or 3 weeks. There's been no contact, and depth is going to be hugely important. So if Christian McCaffrey can avoid the injuries, then you have enough wide receiver depth to handle other injuries at other positions. And I just think that that's going to take you all the way to the finish line. So I got the Big Cat taking it home.
Hey, well, that is we'll hope that works out, but I don't have a lot of confidence. But yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. It's I think last year Matty G started off real bad. I don't know if he was like 0-4. It was really bad, and it was largely due to injuries. And then a lot of his players came back, and he made a great run. It's like getting a hot quarterback in real life in the playoffs, or getting a hot pitcher in the World Series. You just got to catch everything at the right time to win the Super Bowl. So so we see that a lot. Teams start off hot, get some injuries, and fade off. So fantasy football has become a lot more luck-based. You know, obviously you still need to make moves, but we've seen it already. There's been tons of players on the injury list already. So it's really going to just be who can be the last man standing. So for my division winners, I just thought I'd change it up a little bit rather than go chalk. So Division 1, I got the Bearded Clams. I like the bones of his roster the best. Division 2, I got Butthole Surfers. Division 3, I have myself, Creme Fraiche. And Division 4, I have Bobby D, Kamala. Wild cards, I got Dave Smith and Glenn. And just missing the playoffs, but in the hunt, I think the same exact as you. I got Derelict, I got Panda, and I got Tony. So, I think those 3 teams will be right on the bubble. And for the champion, I would say I don't want to jinx myself and pick myself, but that's just dumb. So I think Bobby G. Again, I really like his construction of his team, and I know he's always out there on the waiver wires looking to make moves. He's got Julian Edelman and Antonio Gibson in the starting lineup, and Marvin Jones. Those guys are going to be questionable. I'm just figuring he's going to figure that out. He's got studs across the board on defense, including Darius Leonard, the consensus #1 overall player. He's got a solid running back to anchor it down in Jacobs, and he's got 2 difference makers at positions that you need difference makers in, at tight end and quarterback. So, let's face it, everyone's going to be scrambling every week to field the starting lineup. I think he's got some solid anchors there. And he's done it before, right? So, once you get into the playoffs, you need a savvy general manager to navigate those waters. So those are my predictions, sure to go wrong, for the division winners. So since we're here, about to kick off week 1, why don't we go through week 1 predictions? Sure to go wrong.
Oh, yeah. All right. So first up on my docket, I have myself, the Washington Brown Eagles football team, visiting the Butthole Surfers, who Derek thinks is going to win it all. Well, I mean, not surprisingly, I have this going my way. So there you go. Shocker. Yeah, I like my 3 running backs better than his 3 running backs. I like my 3 wide receivers better than his 3 wide receivers. And I think the defenses are going to be more or less pretty much the same. I mean, I don't like Lamar Jackson having to face him, but I think I can counterbalance that with Carson, Cook, and Ingram. So that is, and hopefully Ingram can snipe a touchdown run or something like that from Lamar to mitigate that loss. So
yeah,
that's the way I see it. I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. I think we're going to be pretty tight, but should come down to that Monday night game. I got Ingram and Cam Hayward going on Monday night, and hopefully I don't have too many points to make up.
Yeah, the fantasy preview here on the website, the points that they're assigning are pretty crazy. So can't even really go by them. But I'm going to agree with you on that first matchup. I think week 1, for sure, I think you have the edge. I even like DJ Chark this week. I forgot who they were playing, but
they're playing the Colts.
They're going to have to throw it around. So
yeah, the team's defense stinks, so they're going to be throwing a lot.
Yep. All right, who's next?
Next up, we have the Bearded Clam visiting Smash That Subscribe button.
Tough division matchup.
Mm-hmm. I see this one going to Smash. He's currently only starting 10 players. Bold strategy.
See how that works out for him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be – I think he'll probably toss in – I don't know. I guess Christian – probably John Brown, honestly. No, I don't know. His matchups kind of suck. But he'll probably do – he has Kirk, John Brown, Rashad Perriman, Tariq Cohen to choose from. He'll drop one of those guys in, but his starters are good. Barkley, Mostert against the Cardinals. He's got Taylor against the Jags. It'll be interesting to see what kind of work Taylor gets. I think a lot's going to depend on that, but Cooper Kupp and Juju looking good. Getting Gronk out there, see what that does. So I got this one going to Smash. Congrats, Dave Free.
Yeah, I'm going to go Smash on this one as well, just because I think Andrew's team just doesn't have a lot of favorable matchups. And when you go through his roster, you're really missing that top flight guy. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. And I think Jonathan Taylor is a stud, but I read something today that he's going to be used to spell Marlon Mack at the beginning. And I thought Marlon Mack, when he played, I thought he ran tough, and I thought he was a good player. So,
that offensive line is so fucking good. Like, we could run behind it, you know? Like, they're so good. So, I think it's going to be a phase in to Taylor. I think it might be 50-50-ish now to start.
Yep.
Like, come October, if Taylor's as good as everybody's saying he is, he'll take over that job.
Yep. All right. Next one.
We have person, woman, man, camera, TV at Big Poppy. So Glenn's going to win this. And moving on.
Yep.
Danny needs to get a starting linebacker. And he's actually in a very bold strategy. He still has Mohamed Sanu in the starting lineup.
That is bold.
Guy's unemployed.
He's got some work to do there.
So hopefully Danny is not in a siesta for the next couple of days. So get your fucking shit together, Danny. Jesus.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't have any quinceañeras to attend on Sunday.
Okay. Creme fraiche at Pandemonium. They have creme at Panda.
Yep. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be close. I really do. I don't think all my wide receivers are going to score 8 points like they have predicted.
Crazy.
But I just mentioned Marlon Mack. I think that's a good start. He's got Leonard Fournette. That's a good start. Austin Eckler, always a good start. Kenyon Drake blew up last year. Dax at quarterback. He's only starting one wide receiver, which is a bold strategy. But yeah, I think it's going to be close. I'll go ahead and predict Panda for the win.
Yeah, I don't honestly like the Greg Olson start that he has in there.
Yeah.
I think I might go with one of those wide receivers, maybe Lazard. He could plug in Josh Reynolds and see what happens with Golden Tate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to pick up a fucking safety.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can pick up somebody off the scrap heap. So yeah, it's a good starting lineup. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I like your wide receivers. If I like them today, I gotta like them on Sunday. I gotta stick with my pick here. I got Creme Fraiche taking down the Panda in week 1. So there's our first difference there, Big Cat.
All right.
Next game is Kamala at Baker's Brownies. So for me, I got Kamala here. I am excited to see what happens at 8:20 tonight. Bobby D has both Mahomes and Clyde Edwards-Helaire going. And he also has Chris Jones, who's defense on Kansas City. So Bobby's something's gonna happen tonight. Something's happening. And then Tony's rolling out Deshaun Watson. He's got Brandon Cooks. Like it's going to be exciting to watch tonight's game, just because these guys are both starting people that they expect a lot out of. But in the long run, I think that Bobby's going to edge out Tony in actually what should be a pretty good game. But I have Kamala taking this one down.
Yep, I agree, and I think it's real close as well. I'm just going to give the tiebreaker to Bobby on this one, simply for the Mike Evans injury. If Mike Evans plays, I might move it back to it. If he actually is playing and he's healthy, I think it would be pretty darn close. DK Metcalf on Bobby's side is always a wild card. He can score points in bunches. A lot of it depends on the game plan if they're trying to go to him. He's not the most precise route runner, but he is a freak of nature. So sometimes you can just throw it up to him depending on his matchup, and he can put up big numbers.
Yeah.
So I haven't done enough research to see who Seattle is playing this week.
Atlanta.
So that's a good matchup.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll go Bobby on this one.
Yep. All right. And then we come to our game of the week. So this week's game of the week is Derelict My Balls at our defending champion Seymour Bush. How exciting. So I have Mikey versus Matty G. Big Cat, why don't you take this one?
All right. So I guess I'm a little biased against Carson Wentz because I drafted him in a similar position last year, and I basically barely even started him. The guy was a disaster. He is in the top 5 projections on this site. I just don't see that happening. I don't really like Kerryon Johnson start. I don't really like Jerry Jeudy start. I definitely don't like Deontay Johnson start. And Darren Waller I also had on my team. He is real streaky, and I feel like the Vegas Raiders are the least easily, or the hardest team to predict what's going to happen there, because I got no freaking clue. It's their last game is pretty much all I have to go off of. So yeah. I'm going to go with the upset on this one. I'm going to go with Seymour Bush. I like some of his matchups this week. I definitely love Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews this week. As you'll see in my betting corner picks, the Browns defense is horrific. The only thing that Baltimore players need to worry about is them getting the score run up on them and pulling all the starters out. So I'm going to give the edge based on a little bit of research here to Seymour Bush in week 1. What do you got?
I'm with you, man. Seymour Bush. Gardner Minshew starting versus the Colts is fine. Zeke is a great start. I like Marquise Brown and Will Fuller this week. Allen Robinson is a good start versus the Lions. Thielen versus the Packers. I think Seymour Bush kind of rolls up on Derelict and takes him downtown. So that's my pick. I'm with you there. So there you have it. That's our game of the week. So the last part that we need to cover here, Big Cat, is
Bang picks of the week.
Picks of the week. Gambling Corner. All right. So for all of you that know, sports gambling is legal in many states in the union, including yours, or no?
It should be soon. The legislation is on track.
There we go.
Well, I guess it's a lot like legalized marijuana. I guess they're arguing over who can run the gambling. So obviously the state wants to run it on their own. And then the capitalists want, businesses to be able to do it. So I guess that's the only holdup right now. But they're supposed to be getting something on the ballot in November. That was the plan. I actually did my podcast on that yesterday. So with Mark, the capitalist investor, check it out wherever you download your podcast from.
iTunes, Stitcher, what are the other ones?
So I'm going to give you 3 quick picks. All right. Pick number 1 is the Baltimore Ravens over the Cleveland Browns. -8 is what I'm seeing currently. It opened at -9. Normally division games are closer. If it's a division game, I would always lean towards the underdog. I don't really gamble anymore though, so that should tell you my success. The Browns, by the end of the season, might have a good team. I think they could do that. But they got a new coach. They got all kinds of new players. Their defense was terrible last year, and they brought in some Band-Aids, basically. Their second-round pick is hurt for the year, so he's out at safety. The Browns' defense is just going to be bad. Really, the only hope that they have is the defensive line getting in there and containing Lamar Jackson. I don't see that happening whatsoever.
No.
So the Browns will probably end up winning this game after this analysis, but I have Baltimore 56. I have Cleveland 24. So bang Baltimore -8. Second pick I got for you is Buffalo at home, which I guess doesn't matter anymore. Hopefully some people will still get drunk and jump through tables in the parking lot.
I have no doubt about that.
But I'm going to take the Bills -6 is what I'm seeing against the Jets because the Jets stink. And I actually think the Bills have their shit together. So I'm going to take Buffalo -6. And my third pick of the week is going to be, I just lost it here, the Colts game. I wanted to pick the Colts. Where did they go? There we go. Indianapolis Colts -3 against Minnesota. So whenever home doesn't really matter as much this year, but the home team -3 usually means the odd makers don't really know what's going to go on. I think, at least early on, I think the Colts will do okay. I like their offense. Phillip Rivers kind of looks like he's 150, but I think he can do enough. So I'm going to take the Colts -3 against Minnesota. So those are my 3 picks.
I like those picks. I like those. I have a little 6-pack here for you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. It's a segment. It's becoming a segment. It just became a segment. All right, so first up for you D-gens that want to get after it tonight, I have a good pick. I have the Kansas City-Houston game. I get that going over 53.5. It's a big number, but I think defenses are going to be tired out. You got 2 potent offenses here. I think that that's an over game. May not be over in the first half. So if you really want to get spicy, bet the first half under and the game total over. You can lose 2 ways, not just one. For Saturday, I got a Saturday special for you. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out where I'm going with this. Notre Dame -20.5. Lay those points. Fucking Duke, are you kidding me? That offense is going to roll over them. And if I had balls, I would bet the over too, but I just don't think Notre Dame's going to put like 50 on them. But Notre Dame's defense is going to be pretty good. I think that Duke is not good. And Notre Dame's offense, Book came back. He lost some key players. They lost Claypool. They lost Kmet. But, Brian Kelly always figures out a way to get things going, despite what my brother thinks. He's
one of the best coaches in college football.
I wouldn't trade him for anybody right now. So, Notre Dame minus 20.5. Feel good about it. And then on Sunday, we got our Bears-Lions game. It's got a nice low total, so I'm going to bet the over of 43. I think that did you know that Mitch Trubisky tears the Lions apart?
I did not know that.
He tears them apart. I think his last 3 games, he's had either 300 yards or 2 touchdowns in any game. It's basically the only reason why he still has a job, because he can beat the Lions.
Right.
So I am going to go over on the Bears-Lions, over 43. My hometown Eagles are going down to visit the Washington football team, who are a disaster. They are starting Dwayne Haskins, and they're not good. So lay those 5.5 points. I don't think that's enough. I think the Eagles are going to be able to cover a touchdown on them. I'm also going to tell you to bet the over there. Philly's defense, not great. Philly's offense, pretty good. So I think that they'll be able to get over 42.5. Haskins can move the ball a little bit. He just turns it over a lot. So, I could see this being like a 35-21, 35-17 game, something like that. And so I like the over there. Finally, Sunday Night Hammer. If you're behind all weekend, bet the house on it. Don't do that.
No. And you will be behind by Sunday night.
If you follow these picks, you will. Pittsburgh, baby. Lay those 6. I think the Steelers are going to be actually good this year. I think they're going to go into New York. I think they're going to skull fuck the Giants. Sorry for you New York fans, but fuck you. I think they're going to come in. I think Ben's going to light their candy asses up. Pittsburgh has a good D. They can handle Barkley. I mean, Barkley's going to get his stuff, but they're going to terrorize Daniel Jones. They're trying to work in a new head coach, a new offense in New York. They just haven't had enough time to get it together. Pittsburgh has all the same pieces in place. They're going to butt fuck them. So lay the 6 points, take the Steelers, and take your lady out for a nice seafood dinner afterwards. Or Bobby's mom, if she's available. Boom!
She will not be.
All right,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're talking
Denver playing this week. They're playing Tennessee. That's another good one. I like Tennessee. What Von Miller's out for the year.
That's got a super low total too. That's the late Sunday
41.5.
Yeah. I feel like that's almost like a sucker bet. I listened to Pardon My Take this week. They had forgot the guy's name on, but the last year that there were no training camps was 2011. Remember the holdout year?
Mm-hmm.
And I think he said in week 1 the overs were 70%. So 70% of overs.
This is great gambling information. I'll be honest with you. I thought this was a throw-in, but Smitty's done his homework.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I mean, It makes me feel better when I lose that I thought about it instead of just like pushing buttons. So,
yours truly pulled up the lines about 3 minutes before we started recording this and made it up as I went.
Here's a football game. All right.
But so I have been on betting against the Browns since about September, or since about right after the draft ended. So,
you know what? I don't have the numbers on it, but one team I am interested in this year, outside of the Steelers, who I'm going to bet a future on the Steelers to win the Super Bowl. But another team that I'm going to bet a future on, maybe not for the Super Bowl, but to win their division and possibly to win the AFC, is the Colts. I think the Colts. Did you know that through 8 weeks last year, the Colts were 6-2?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With fucking Jacoby Brissett. I mean, Phillip Rivers is old, but he's like a legitimate quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think Frank Reich is a pretty good coach. Like, I feel like they could like kind of come out of nowhere and be a problem for teams. But that's what I got.
Yep, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, hey, football is starting, so life is good. Good work on the draft and the preseason and the communications. So think we got another good fantasy football league going here. So if you like what you're seeing here and you want to hop on with us, we can make it a three-way, or we can kick one of us out. I'm always down for a three-way, so maybe we'll try that. So
Big Cat will be the lucky Pierre.
So I'll ping some of you guys and we'll get you on here. But this is frankly easier than typing something out and takes less time. So
and more fun.
And definitely more fun. So, all right, we'll wrap it up there. And good luck this week. And I don't mean that because I want to win.
Yes. Good luck to everybody except for who am I playing? Oh, Bobby G. Fuck that guy. All right, boys.
All right, fellas. We'll see ya.